What's going on, everybody? My name is Josh. Welcome back to the Just Bear With Me podcast. It's actually been a little bit over a year since I did this podcast. I'm actually kind of starting fresh. When I started this a year ago, or ended it a year ago, should I say, I had big dreams for this podcast of where I wanted it to kind of go and stuff. I always said I was going to do video. I never got a chance to do video. Well, here I am doing video. It's actually pretty nuts. I went back and listened to my very last episode of Just Bear With Me. And in that last episode, I was talking about how I was excited to do video. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. Well, here I am doing video. I'm back. I'm bigger, better than ever. On my last podcast, which was, like I said, about a year ago, almost to the T, I was doing a podcast and I could hear my son Vincent crying, off in the distance. Crazy thing. Here I am a year from ago. It's been a year since that last podcast. And now I'm going to have my second boy, Noah, and he's actually coming tomorrow. He's going to get my girlfriend. She's basically my wife at this point. She's going to get induced to Gloria. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. 6 a.m., bright and early bird gets the baby. And yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm excited. This will probably be my last kid because, kids are crazy. Yeah, it's my Chihuahua. You could probably see her off in the distance. Of course, she's making love to her animal. Anyways, guys, cheers. It's great to be back. I have a whole new setup going on here. Before I kind of just was winging it, didn't really know what I was doing. This time I'm doing things much differently. It's going to be an actually like almost fully produced show. Have segments, stuff like that. Yeah. It's crazy how like everything that I have ever talked about, literally almost everything. Like I went back and listened to some of my old podcasts and I was just listening to myself talk, and a lot of the things that I was talking about wanting to happen or I wanted to get done, I ended up doing it. So I kind of believe, I'm starting to become a very firm believer that if you can speak things into existence, if you keep telling yourself that you want something or that you really believe that you can make something happen, as long as you put in some type of effort into reaching that goal, you can almost accomplish anything. As far as I've been able to in life, obviously I haven't had outrageous goals like, oh, I want to make $1 million within the year. I mean, it's possible, I'm sure, but it just depends on how much drive you have and know-how and stuff like that. Yeah, almost everything that I have spoken about wanting to accomplish, I've actually spoken to existence. I've bought both my dream cars. They're not like Ferraris or anything like that, but they're my dream cars. At one point I had nothing. I was like homeless, kind of. I don't even know how to explain it. I was a freeloader. I kind of believe that everything would just kind of fall in your lap. Sometimes I would think I can't wait for the day that I become rich or the day I'm successful or something like that. But I never did anything about it. And as soon as I started, taking life into my own hands, everything has changed. Anyways, here I am now. Bought both my dream cars, which I'll tell you what they are. You're going to think it's funny. But one was a Mazda 3. I brought it brand new off the lot. I had 6 miles on it. And now my Toyota Tacoma, which is the truck I've always wanted, a 2022. Bought it brand new as well. I wanted a house. I bought my first house. Unfortunately, I had to sell it. But at least I could say I've owned a house before, and I did a lot of modifications to it. And that's only my first house. I'll have many more houses. I can promise you that. I'm speaking it into existence. You heard it here first, folks. Let's hear some applause. Sorry, that's laughing. Nope. All right, I'll figure it out. Anyways, let's start the show. So the first segment is talking about current events. And actually, I got a few for you here. I actually want to start off with UFC. So over the weekend, there was UFC 273 or 274 or something like that. And it was a fantastic card. There was a lot of great fights. Unfortunately, Cowboy Cerrone had to pull out because of some type of illness. So that fight never happened. There was a replacement fight. I don't really remember how that fight went. I remember not being that interested in it. So I just kind of probably was not paying attention as much. And then we went off into... I think it was Tony Ferguson and Chandler after that. And oh my God, Tony Ferguson, talk about the most brutal knockout you've ever seen in the UFC. I don't think I've actually seen anything quite like that until Tony Ferguson's knockout. Unbelievable. I don't think Tony Ferguson has ever been knocked out before in general. And to be knocked out the way he was by Michael Chandler, insane. And it really just tells you, you know, what kind of fighter and kind of skills that Michael Chandler has. He came into the UFC from, I think, one fighting championship, or it might have been, I think, Pride. I'm not entirely sure, but they brought him in right away to headline, and he had a pretty big fight. He fought Dan the Hangman Hooker, and basically mollywopped him in that fight, and it looked really promising. You know, looked like UFC got their money's worth from Michael Chandler to transfer him over to the UFC. And the next couple of fights after that, I think he lost. One was against Charles Oliveira, and the other one was against Justin Gaethje. Not to say that they weren't like complete blowouts. Michael Chandler always, you know, was there in the fight. And actually, I recall with Charles Oliveira fight, he actually rocked him and he almost had that win. But Charles Oliveira, that's a whole different story. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Michael Chandler is a beast. He really proved himself again. This last fight against Tony Ferguson, El Cucuy, completely demolished him with that kick to the face. I've never seen anything like it. This guy like wound up his leg. It's almost like if there was a soccer ball on the ground, he wound up his leg like he was going to kick a soccer ball that was on the ground and kick the shit out of it, but he didn't kick a soccer ball off the ground. He kicked Tony Ferguson's face. That must have been, I don't know, 5 feet in there, almost 6 feet in there. I don't know how tall the Cucuy is, but rocked him. Unbelievably brutal knockout. I don't think I've ever seen a knockout quite as crazy as that one. Like a fully wound kick to the face. It was one for the books. I'm sure this is going to be something people talk about a lot from here on out. And I don't know, maybe this might be the thing that gets Tony Ferguson to maybe not want to fight anymore. I know I probably wouldn't after that. Sorry, just taking a sip of my drinks. I believe the fight after that, I should already have this pulled up, but I believe the fight after that was a Rose Namajunas against, I can't remember her name. But that fight seemed almost like Rose kind of just wanted to give it up. Like she didn't want the title anymore. And the girl that she was fighting, let me just pull it up actually, guys, because I'm over here just winging it from memory. All right, Carla Esparza. If you guys saw that fight, you would say like a whole bunch of nothing actually happened. As I'm looking it up here on the screen, yeah, it almost seemed like Rose kind of didn't want to beat up Carla. Carla Esparza had a wedding the very next weekend. So I don't know. Maybe there's some type of insider fighting, trading type of shit going on. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Actually, I am. I'm lying to you. I could totally see that they worked something out where Carla, didn't get her face fucking smashed in, so she could still look kind of good or decent in her wedding photos. who knows? You guys let me know. Actually, you guys could email me at jbwmpod@gmail.com, or you could just comment or send me a DM on Instagram. That's at YoshiBearFit. Okay, so then we'll move on to Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, the main event. You know, I had money on Gaethje just because you can't ever like count out Gaethje. Gaethje is a fucking brutal and probably one of the most violent fighters out there in the game right now. Charles Oliveira is very technical, very skilled, and doesn't really stray away from using technique. So to me, it was a toss-up. It could have gone in anyway, but I bet on Gaethje, but my heart really wanted Oliveira to win, and I'm kind of glad he did. So basically, yeah, it was a kind of a brawl in the beginning. I believe Oliveira got rocked a few times by Gaethje, but ultimately Oliveira put him into some type of submission, I believe. Yeah, it was a submission. Actually, I remember I think it was a rear naked choke or guillotine, and Gaethje had the tap. Fantastic card, except for the Namajunas. I don't know what was going on with that, but I guess we'll find out maybe in some post-conference interviews or something like that. Anyways, let's move on. So we also have here Donald Glover. If you guys don't know who Donald Glover is, he's a Childish Gambino. He's like a rap artist, but he's also like an actor, and he has a show on FX called Atlanta. And on that show, he had Liam Neeson do a cameo. If you guys don't know who Liam Neeson is, and you've been living under a rock or cave or something, he's a pretty big actor. He stars in all those Taken movies. And yeah, so he has him on the show. Neeson had some controversy before about wanting to like kill some random black guy because of something that had happened to his friend. Here we go. Let me read this verbatim. That way I'm not just throwing random facts out there. Yeah, during the Thursday, May 5th episode, the Taken star apologized for an admission he made in 2019 in which he expressed an urge to kill a random black person after a close friend was sexually assaulted by a black man. The 69-year-old, damn, I didn't know he was that old. The 69-year-old briefly appeared on Thursday, May 5th in an episode titled New Jazz. I'm surprised it wasn't filmed out here in Utah, the Utah Jazz. Oh, by the way, I live in Salt Lake City now. I no longer live in Las Vegas. Alongside Brian Tyree Henry's character, Paperboy, both of whom were seen sitting at a bar. Paperboy picks up his drink shortly afterward, unveiling a napkin that reads Council Club. I imagine this was part of the episode. Neeson tells him, "You might have heard or read about my transgression. You know what I said about what I wanted to do to a black guy, any black guy. When I was a younger man, a friend of mine had been raped and I acted out of anger." I don't know. Actually, that sounds like real life. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this article. But the Irish star said in hindsight, "It honestly frightens me." He continued, "I thought people knowing who I once was, that it would make clear who I am, who I've become. But with all that being said, I am sorry. I apologize if I hurt people." Paperboy tells the actor that between the two men, he still loves his movies, before adding, "It's good to know that you don't hate black people." Neeson quickly corrected the rapper, stating, "What? No. I can't stand a lot of you." He added, "Now I feel that way because you try to ruin my career. Didn't succeed, mind you. I'm sure one day I'll get over it, but until then we are mortal enemies." "But didn't you learn that you shouldn't say shit like that?" a confused Paperboy questioned before Neeson said, "But I also learned the best part and worst part about being white is you don't have to learn anything if you don't want to," and walks off. So that, I believe, is like part of the episode, which is fucking crazy. Because if you think about it, it's almost like he's confessing his hatred to black people. And, well, Donald Glover is like half black, I guess. He's like a mixed race. So I don't know. Maybe Donald Glover did it on purpose to kind of just show Neeson's true colors, and so nobody can get twisted that he's a racist. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on it. Pretty crazy, in my opinion. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just drinking my drink because I respect you guys. Next, I have Chriselle Stouse. If you guys don't know who this is, she actually stars in a show called Selling Sunset. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking amazing. It's about a bunch of realtors that do like high profile realty in like Los Angeles. I guess like Sunset is a road in Los Angeles. So just like multi-million-dollar homes, and it shows the homes, and it kind of shows the drama behind the realtors and stuff. Anyway, so there's a lady, her name's Chriselle Stouse. I think she was like an actor before she went on the show. And during the show, she had a divorce. She ended up dating one of the bosses, Jason Oppenheim. And that didn't work out. Well, now it looks like she's dating a non-binary person. I don't even know what to say about this because this whole trans LGBTQ bias, literally ABCWC fucking movement. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand why everything has to be so prolific. Like, why can't you just say it's a person? Why do I have to address pronouns and all that nonsense? Anyways, I think it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, the person she's dating is non-binary, but if I just look at her, I would have to guess that she was born female. Pretty nuts. I don't know, what she's thinking there, going from dating guys to non-binary person. Maybe a midlife crisis type of thing. I have no idea. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk about Las Vegas, which is my old stomping grounds. I actually lived there for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. So I met my BM, my baby mama. And Vegas. I don't know what to say about Vegas. It's a crazy place. I will definitely have a special place in my heart for that place. But I'm kind of glad I'm not there anymore, especially since I have kids now. And you can't really do anything during the summer when you're in Vegas. You can if you're an adult, you got all the casinos and all that kind of stuff that you could do. But with kids, when it's in the summer, it's so damn hot, you can't go outside. You literally cannot go outside. I mean, you can, but you're just going to burn up and start sweating instantly. And it's just no fun. Anyway, so in recent years, actually, the first year I moved there, Las Vegas had adopted their first pro sports team, which was NHL, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That year, they actually did fantastic. They almost went all the way, if I remember correctly. Shortly after that, they started building the Legion Stadium, which now hosts and is the home to the Las Vegas Raiders, which is pretty dope. I actually got to go to that stadium one time to see Millennium. Stadium is super nice. It's pretty badass, state-of-the-art type of stadium. If you guys ever have a chance to go there, it's definitely worth to check out, whether it's for a sports game or a show or whatever. Anyways, so now it looks like they're trying to bring in the Oakland Athletics, which is MLB, which would be pretty dope. Basically all this is doing is creating more people to come visit and more people to come live in Las Vegas, which is why it's so expensive to live there now, and which is kind of why we had to leave. But we wanted to leave anyway, so it kind of worked out. So it looks like the Oakland Athletics have been negotiating for a home on the iconic Las Vegas Strip, while multiple NBA teams have been eyeing the multiple NBA-ready arenas being built on and near the Strip. So it looks like they might get 2 more professional teams. This is pretty crazy if you think about it. It's a place that didn't want to have any sports teams to begin with because I think it had something to do with all the gambling, the sports gambling that goes on there. So for them to now have basically every type of sports team, it's nuts. Las Vegas is blowing the fuck up. It's hot right now. I kind of wish I could have kept my house over there because it's probably going to be worth so much more money now, but that's life, You gotta just take what you can and move on. Anyways, that's all I got for current events. I hope you all like that. I'm going to do one more thing here, which is my video of the week. I will try to get this posted on YouTube. You'll definitely be able to hear it. I don't know if you'll be able to watch it, but I'll post a link or I'll tell you how to figure it out. This video, actually, we're going to watch together, or I'm going to watch it, and then I guess you guys can pull it up later, or if I have it on YouTube, you might be able to see it with me. This video is pretty old, but it's these two kids who, they look like they're 10, maybe 12 at the most, and they're doing a dance. Like it's a side-by-side video. It's like an anime. It's two kids that are animated, and they're dancing to, I think it's called like Crazy Frog. This must have came out like in 2005 or something like that. Anyways, let's play it. That's called, they title it, How Long Did They Practice? Because they're doing it. The dance looks identical. It's insane how much they have it on point.
What's going on?
Bing, bing. I watched it a couple times already. It's pretty funny. So it's the two boys. One of them's in front, one of them's in the back. In the anime version, it's crazy. Like every movement is on point. Insane. They're doing the facial expressions, hand movements, everything to the T. Actually, one of the anime boys has a black tank top on, and the actual kid has a black tank top on. Even the eyes, like, my favorite part. He's going, ah! Oh my god, you guys gotta watch this video. If I can't post it on YouTube, when I post my video, I'll put the link underneath. Big. Okay, this is my favorite part here. So the kid in the bag, he disappears. He disappears, and then he's swinging on a rope. And I don't know how the fuck this kid has a rope too, and he's also swinging on it. It looks like they're just in a room like I am, like just like a kid's bedroom. Yeah. Okay. I have theories on this. I have theories on how this happened. I don't think they're mimicking the video. I think someone animated the kids. It's too perfect. Like every single hand movement, eye gesture.
Smart,
Fantastic.
kind, brave.
Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. This is my first episode back. I think I'm only gonna get better at it. It feels good to be back. As you can see, I'm actually having like a much more of a full production going on here. I'll be able to have actual guests on, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm super excited to be back. I'm kind of just doing this for shits and giggles. I'm here to entertain you guys. I hope you guys like it. If you do, share it with your friends. Give me feedback. Make me feel like we're interacting with each other, and I'm not just talking to only one fan out there. Even if I only have that one fan out there, that's fine. You're my favorite fan. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later.